Hi, welcome. This is Talk the Truth Corner, where we speak about anyone or anything. Stick around, you're gonna love it.
Hey, welcome back to Talk the Truth Corner. Alright, like I said, in America Corner, on the stay right to shut on this, on the listen. Alright, first, I am not a immigration lawyer, immigration officer, but I know many little things by traveling to various countries, islands, in and around town and stuff like that. So I'm just giving my point of view from what I've experienced and from what others experience and from what I know from the upper heads in many offices. All right. First, I put out a video saying how to get a visa. You know, you get your passport and you apply for your visa and where and when to travel. Now this one is telling you now how to get your visa. How to get your visa and when to get your visa from various countries or islands. Let's go. First of all, when you apply for a visa, they want to make sure that you will be coming back to your country and not overstaying in another country that requires a visa. Say, for instance, you want to go. Many people know about America and the U.S. visa. So I'm going to just highlight the America and the U.S. visas. All right. You have the workers visa, you have the entertainment visa, you have all of them something there, right? You have the visitors visas and such the light. All right. Various visas is what most of them require. What most of them require is having assets. Assets is assets that you own or what you will be coming back to. They don't want to say you going to their country and overstaying and then be an illegal immigrant. All right? Red flag that. What the various countries across the world look for from them applicants is that you have a job coming back to. You have a like business or businesses. You have family, you have ties attached to the Jamaica, right? Land, house, the various works, right? So, for instance, now you don't have a job, but you want to get a visa. The best thing to do is get a job. Get a job, and they also require bank statement, job proof, and stuff like that. So the best thing to do is get a job, and even if you don't want to work or you cannot get to work, just get a work and be in that job for at least 6 months or more, so that the employer can write a letter stating how long you've been working here and the position you're in. Right? So for instance, you're a supervisor, a cashier, or whatever it is. They just write a letter stating the position you're in and you're working with such and such business and for this period of time. Right? You also bring, if you have a house, you bring that title. If you have land, you bring that title. If you have a family union, which is your husband, your children, you bring photos or marriage certificates and stuff like that, to also show that you have proof and you will be coming back to the country. If you don't want to get to work, just get it just because you want to get the visa, right? If another thing is, if you don't have a business, if you know a family member that have a business, ask them to turn that not the alley chain restaurants, chain businesses, and I'm talking like, so for instance, somebody have a shop in the neighborhood. You have a family member that have a shop in the neighborhood, something in the neighborhood, a tire place in the neighborhood, something. Ask them to change your name over into that business, and then you go over, try use it at the embassy. After that, they may give you a visa. If they find out you own that business, but for how long is the thing about it. So if you're asking someone to do such a thing for you, let them know it's gonna be, your name is gonna be in that for a while in that business for a while, hoping that nothing happens, and then he who are you in a problem. But just change over your name for a while. Just like in the US, when you have a bill, you just as if your family member change over like the utility bills into their name, go and get their driver's license, then bam, they put it back over. Shh, I didn't tell you so. Anyways, that's one of the things. You just ask someone to just put your name into that you have an asset. Remember now, you have to be banking for a period of time. Okay, that you cannot change someone's name and put someone's name into into your name for banking. That is illegal and that is wrong. They will find out. But if you open a bank account, if it's even $1 a day, $20 a day, just according to a partner, go put it in the bank account. Go and preview your bank account. Gradually need to grow up and they say, oh, well, these depositing money, they're withdrawing money, depositing money, withdrawing. So you have something financial here. Okay? The next thing, again, the family ties, make sure that you are at least married for a period of time. The domestic relationship, which is like over 5 years or 10 years, you're now a domestic wife. Make sure you and your partner, can I use your name or something like that to go up to the embassy to show that we are in a relationship for a certain period of time and we have children together and stuff like that. One thing I know about the getting a visa also is if you're a parent and you're under 20, if you're a parent and the person is trying to get a visa is under 21 or 18, you are required to get a visa the same amount of time that your parent have that visa. Say for instance, if your parent, your mom have a visa for 10 years and your mom take you to the embassy, they're gonna give you that visa for 10 years also, because America is family oriented. They like when the family be together or travel together, stuff like that. So your father the same, let them take you to the embassy. As long as you're under 18, take you to the embassy and say, well, my child is requesting a visa, applied for a visa. I have my visa and we'd like to travel to United States. Bam. I'm not talking with water in my mouth about that one, right? And also be prepared to have all the right documents. Also your birth paper, your name, some form of ID with your name to match the father. Because, mother don't really have the surname as the child to match the father's name. You have to have some proof to show that, yeah, this is your father, and whatever. I don't know if the DNA thing would work, but I know the birth certificate and some form of ID to show that you have some attachment to the dad with the same name, same. Also, you have to be living the same also, because many people move up, but that is the case, right? You just go up to the embassy, tell them, the father does say, I'm applying for a visa for my child, or the mother applying for a visa for my child, and we'd like to go there soon. All right? When you go to the embassy and you get your visa, go to the way of paying for it and whatever, the legal way. Then when you get your visa, the next step you want to do is travel. Do not wait at least over a year to travel, saying you don't have any money to pay for your ticket. Guess why? You rush and apply for a visa, you're going to wait 1 year. So the next time you go to renew it, they're going to, unless it's a 10 year, that they will wait out. But if you say, for instance, you get a 6 months visa with multiple 6 months travel or 6 months one-time travel or whatever, do not itch. No, waste your time. Because when you go back within that period of time, you're going to say, why, when you never want the visa, it takes so long for travel. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? 10 years, they're not going to worry about when you travel after that, you get your visa. But if in the short period of time they give you, then you're going to have, they're going to look at that and say, you didn't want to travel. You take so long for travel and you ask us for a visa. We give you grant you a visa, and then boom, bam, bam. You know, use a visa. And next thing to do with the visa when you make sure that when you travel, say for instance, you use USA or any other country that uses a visa, whenever you travel, make sure you purchase a return ticket. Even if you plan to visit the country and you say not going back, don't do it. Make sure you purchase a return ticket. You buy a ticket to somewhere in the United States, and bam, you make sure you buy the ticket from the United States back to Kingston or back to Mobile or wherever the airport is. You make sure you buy that return ticket. It may be costly, but do not ever buy a one-way ticket as a visitor. As a visitor, do not buy a one-way ticket. Okay? Make sure you have that, and they're going to ask you for your return. They then ask you what is the date of returning and stuff like that. They're also going to ask you who purchased that ticket. Remember, then I ask you, make sure you have your receipts, and make sure the person that is buying that ticket for you can afford to buy that ticket. Say for instance, you ask a family member overseas to buy your ticket. Not a problem, not an issue, but you're gonna have to have proof. The real things I want to know, you're gonna have to have proof for knowing that it's someone close to you and not just your brethren who just buying a ticket, because then they're gonna suspect, say, oh, you have to spend some time with your brethren, but each chance you have with your brethren and you might not come back. That they're gonna give you time to in your stamp, say for instance, a little 3 months different from the 6 months what they normally give, and they're gonna watch you. All right. So make sure everything that you do, you have receipts for that. A purchase a ticket. The best thing for you to do, instead of letting someone purchase a ticket for you overseas, let them send the money to you wherever you are, and then you then go ahead and purchase your ticket. That way it's in your name. If someone purchases from overseas, they're gonna question you, who is this person to you? Why did they purchase a ticket for you? And stuff like that. Let them send the money to you. If you cannot afford it, let them send the money to you to purchase that ticket. That way you are ahead and clean. No discrepancies, no itching, nothing like that. And make sure also you have your money. So in case they ask you, how much money do you have? I think sometimes if you say you go on a trip, you're going on a trip for a function in the United States, and you have a family member given that address, you have to make sure you have an address to know your visit. That is the part before I move on to the other part. Make sure that when you go to the embassy, you have an address for someone living overseas, and that person's address is legit. Sorry about that. That person's address is legit, not in a random address that they give it address and they find out they take a stuff. It's a store address. That address have to be legit, a house, a home, whatever it is. Not a shelter, not a store, nothing like that. It can be apartment, because many people live in apartments, but do not let them give you a wrong address, because they're gonna search and type in for that address at the embassy. Yes, and see if it's a legit address. Then when you go there now, you're gonna have to have the same address landing in America to give that address, and you have to fill it out that address also on the paperwork that they give you on the flight, or the travel. It's called a I-94 or 94 something. Yeah, the declaration thing to travel, and asking you what you're bringing up and traveling with and stuff like that. But I'll have more information on another video, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, y'all. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Bye bye.